Shall we talk about rap and podcasters?
Rapping podcasters. Do it.
Uh, Andrew Schulz caught a line on a Kendrick song, which I would have thought would have been like very exciting for him. I would have thought that would have been like he would have been selling T-shirts or something with that line on there, and instead, he sort of lost his mind a little bit in a way that reminds me of when South Park made a Kanye joke and Kanye flipped out for like 6 fucking months over it. Andrew Schultz has run the playbook of, well, rappers aren't good to women, and also then did like a 3 minute thing about how if he was trapped in a jail cell with Kendrick, he could force him to have sex with him. So I don't really understand why this is happening. or, or what. I don't know Andrew Schultz's like fan base. I followed him on Twitter because it was a video of like him and his dad at Madison Square Garden a while back that I thought was like very sweet. But that's literally all I've known about him. And now for some reason he is a part of the Kendrick Drake saga. Tyler, what give me a opinion I can just take and have about Andrew Schultz.
Um, I would say first and foremost, motherfuck Andrew Schultz. I
He's a
never liked the
bitch.
guy. I think we need to start there. But it's like you said. I want to say that I was very disappointed with how split a lot of the opinions were on this, and so many of the opinions were split because there was folks who were Team Drake and were like, "Oh, Kendrick's, yeah, he got his licks in on Kendrick." And bro, some shit is bigger than rap. Like, especially if you're a black person, you know what I mean? Some shit is bigger than rap, bro. And for Andrew Schultz to run that tired ass, like I said, it was a play out of the what about black on black crime playbook. That's all it was, bro. Because the fact is this: all women of all races get disrespected by men of their race, right? Misogyny is a constant that exists in all races. And the whole defense of why should I respect them if their own men don't respect them? That's a tired excuse that reveals who Schultz really is. Because, bro, like I have never examined the dynamic between Latino men and Latino women or Asian men and Asian women and try to find some type of validation that gives me license to disrespect their women. I don't give a fuck about what their dynamic is within their race. I'm not going to disrespect them for any fucking reason, right? And that approach is only taken by non-black people to validate the feelings that they already have about looking down on black people, right? That's the type of excuse that validates when they want to step on black people for whatever reason. And it's coming from someone who never thought highly of black women or black people to begin with. And that's the only validation that's the only reason he ran with that excuse. Because I promise you, bro, we can have this discussion. I think it is a very valid discussion to point out that, yes, Kendrick was very hypocritical during that beef with the angle he took against Drake, and he was buddying around with abusers like Kodak Black and Dr. Dre. Very valid discussion to have there. But if you think for a motherfucking second that Andrew Schultz said, oh, Kendrick had Kodak Black on Mr. Morale, I get to disrespect black women with my jokes now. If you think that's the route that motherfucker took, no, that's not how it worked. He cracks disrespectful jokes on black women because he doesn't think highly of black women or black people. And it's that fucking simple. And like I said, bro, some shit is bigger than rap. You know what I mean? Regardless of how you feel about Kendrick, regardless of if you're on Team Drake or whatever, when a motherfucker like that tries to use that as an excuse to disrespect black people, we got to draw the line somewhere, dog. That's all I'm saying.
He's using niggas as an excuse to disrespect niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me. And then the dude sitting in there with him when he's doing it, just like when are we like, I don't know how we sit by and support some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that's disgusting. But you said it all, bro. Like, I don't have to say shit, but that's just for me, like, watching that. I'm looking at this nigga, like, are you going to let them just say this shit? You feel me? Like, what? Like, bro, like, he's talking about you. You feel me? Like, this ain't your homie. Like, something like, I don't know what the checks looking like or whatever, but it's bigger than that too, nigga. Like, bro, like we talked about, I said before, you have your nuts. You got to keep them. Are you looking yourself in the mirror and feeling good? I don't know how you sitting there in these moments and in support of this shit, you know what I'm saying? And being able to look at yourself in the mirror. You know what I mean? I just think it's crazy, G. But yeah, I mean, black, white, green, purple, you don't respect black women, fuck you. Period. It's big fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm standing with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And for him to sit there and for niggas to support that shit, that's whole shit. Bottom line, nigga, and I got no respect for that type of shit. Period, bro.
What for the bigger context, I guess, Tyler, what do you know what Kendrick was referencing with the letting a podcaster like because I didn't even know that line was about Andrew Schulz. I mean, I assumed it was about somebody, but I saw people on Twitter saying it was about Andrew Schulz. I assume that that's the case. But what like do you know what he's referencing in the first place? Like, what is that part of his like act? He like makes fun of black women, or
I mean,
I literally don't know anything about this dude.
Andrew Schulz is a dude who has collaborated with a lot of black folks, right? Like
Okay.
he was Charlemagne's right hand man. That's
Brilliant
kind of how he
idiots.
got
You know what I'm saying?
into the
Yeah.
game. And there was a clip that surfaced like just a few weeks ago. If y'all remember the two British dudes, the two British black guys who were a big deal before, and then they said Atlanta women were ugly, and then hell rained down on them. If y'all remember those guys, but he was on a pod with them and talking to them about if they date black women or white women, and he said that he said, "Oh, you got a beard. I know you date black women, and that's cushion for when they hit you." Like, first of all, the shit isn't funny, and like I said, the jokes that Andrew Schulz cracks on black women come from a place of disrespect. Like, bro, like I can fucking intellectualize like I just did on why his humor is quote unquote problematic, but the fact of the matter is this: the motherfucker never passed the vibes test. You know what I'm saying? And we know black people, when white people joke on us, we know when those jokes are coming from a place of love, a good spirited place, and when they're coming from a place of veiled racism. And Andrew Schultz jokes about black people have always felt like they're coming from a place of veiled racism to me, bro.
That joke is not from a place of experience. You have not experienced black women. I mean, for me, black women are epitome of love, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so the fact that you would say that, like, what are your experience? You have not experienced black women. You feel me? So that's what you just saying this from what? Shit you think, which that's like you said, it comes from a place of racism. You know what I mean? So that's bullshit. I think like that's yeah. So I mean, a nigga that's talking about shit from a lack of experience from outside the culture, we don't want that. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue we have with Drake. You know what I'm saying? You are of that same, you know what I'm saying, ilk. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. Get us some holiday shopping done this weekend. Pick up some touchdowns. They're on sale at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. What else would you expect from the number one place to bet touchdowns? DraftKings has doorbuster, profit boost, and bet one, get one promotions on all types of touchdown bets.
The Commanders are turning back into the Washington football team these last few weeks, but we're still locked in on all the Jaden Daniels player props. So be sure to check DraftKings Sportsbook app all weekend for flash deals that will have you dancing in the end zone.
Grab some TDs with DraftKings Sportsbook. They're on sale from Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Jenkins to opt in. That's code Jenkins, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.